Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. The clearest and most convincing Bigfoot sightings and encounters on the internet. I often pride myself on finding the best Bigfoot videos and Bigfoot evidence ever. So today I put together a compilation of only the clearest, most convincing, and most disturbing Bigfoot sightings ever caught on camera. Alright, so grab your I Found Bigfoot coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the best Bigfoot clips of all time. Taking a look at what could be one of the most compelling videos of Bigfoot ever. It was highlighted by Squatch Watchers on November 23rd, 2023, and this is what the caption states. It reads, "Giant Bigfoot caught on trail camera during missing persons investigation. Here's the footage." As you can see, what looks like a dark hairy beast is seen. You can tell by how broad the shoulders are that this thing is massive, and when we freeze the footage and take a look at the facial features, we can distinctly see a nose, a forehead, and eyes. The face matches up perfectly to what a Bigfoot's face is said to look like. And the footage is rather clear, making it way more convincing. And it appears this Bigfoot may have noticed and been intrigued by the trail camera, but was trying to hide at the same time. People are shocked by how human-like the face is. One commenter also states, "Out of the hundreds of Bigfoot videos I've seen, this one looks extremely similar to the one I encountered face-to-face in 1974 in Tennessee. Definitely some very convincing footage." Taking a look at some captivating Bigfoot footage taken by a trail camera. It was posted to TikTok on December 10th, 2023. At first, the footage seems rather innocent, until suddenly what looks like the infamous Bigfoot emerges from behind the snowy trees. It appears this elusive creature didn't notice the trail camera until it was too late. The trail camera glitched a little bit as well, but this being was still very clearly videoed. If we take a closer look at this dark hairy creature, we can see its hair is very long on its entire body. But because of its dark appearance, we can't see any of its facial features, adding more mystery. And it also appears very wide and very broad at the shoulders, supposedly a typical trait of a Bigfoot. However, the location of where this footage was taken was never publicly released. However, it's hypothesized that it was taken somewhere in the northern region of the US. And it seems like more and more of these alleged Bigfoot sightings are popping up recently. Is it because technology is advancing and more trail, game, and security cameras are being put up? Or is it because the Sasquatch population is potentially increasing rapidly? The following is a Bigfoot sighting taken by a lone hiker. He was out for a hike in the vast wilderness of the woods, just overall enjoying nature and losing track of time. And he eventually reached a certain area where he was completely surrounded by pine trees. These pine trees were very thick and it was hard for him to see through them to the other side. But suddenly he heard something massive making its way through the other side of the dense trees. He got his phone out and began recording because he thought it was going to be a big animal or something, but instead he caught something much more dark and disturbing. Holy. An absolute behemoth bipedal creature walks past. Some immediately pointed out that it was Bigfoot. But this creature here looks a little different than the traditional Bigfoot. Its arms reach all the way down to its feet, as we can see here. And it's significantly thinner and more hunched over. And this disturbing creature has to be at least 10 feet tall. So what's your theory? The following footage seems to be close-up footage of a Sasquatch's face. A man named Todd claims he has found a spot in the woods where a Bigfoot roams. Along with his claims comes his video evidence, where he has captured this creature many times, each time with close-up footage. It seems this Bigfoot-like creature likes to stay hidden. It tries to blend in with the foliage surrounding, but Todd is still able to capture it. The creature is eerie looking, with brownish hair around its head, dark eyes, and a human-like mouth. It also has a big nose and a defined bone structure. The footage is rather compelling. It's unknown where these videos were captured. It seems he's trying to keep the location secret and protect the habitat of this creature because he won't reveal it. Definitely some creepy and close-up videos that may prove the existence of Bigfoot. This more recent trail cam clip shows close-up footage of what is said to be a Yeti or Bigfoot. The trail camera was set up in the woods in the middle of winter. The camera is aiming down, facing towards a small bowl of food, assumed to be for deer and other wildlife. However, instead of attracting deer, it seemed to attract the elusive Bigfoot. The creature is horrifying looking. It's covered in fur from head to toe, and its face is straight up off-putting. It's very wide and muscular, leading most to believe it's not a person in costume, rather a real unidentified creature. And the way it moves so slowly and fluid is another telltale sign that it's something truly unknown. Even though the location wasn't listed, it's believed the trail cam video comes from the northern US, a region infamous for supposed Bigfoot sightings and encounters. Considering all of this, could this be one of the most convincing yet? Let me know in the comments. So here's a bonus recent supposed Sasquatch photo that was released with little context. The origin of the photo is unknown, so it's super mysterious. However, it was reported it was taken somewhere in Yakima, Washington, a very rural city there in Washington. As we can see, what looks to be a very tall and strong Bigfoot is seen approaching railroad tracks. It's said that a train was passing by in the late hours of the night, when its camera on the front snapped this photo. It's a super clear photo and it could be the most convincing yet. However, skeptics are saying the photo is simply AI generated. So what do you guys think about this one? Is there really a Bigfoot or perhaps even multiple Bigfoots roaming in the depths of the forests in Yakima, Washington? Let me know what you think. Here is a recent trail cam capture that may prove that Bigfoot exists. The clear, up-close footage belongs to a man named Sonny Vader. He has a trail camera set up in the deep woods of Canada. Mostly, he captures wildlife, but this type of wildlife was much wilder than he could have ever imagined. He looked back at his footage that was taken when the motion sensor was set off, and a huge, dark, hairy creature is revealed. This thing is absolutely massive, with broad shoulders, a super wide stance, and a massive head. It just stands there and moves around slowly. It seems to notice the trail cam, and then it slowly ducks down and tries to hide. Because we can only see it from the waist up, judging its height is tricky. But the ground behind the vegetation where the supposed Bigfoot creature is standing slopes down quite a bit. Also, it's estimated from the torso to the head to measure around 4 feet, and this is only at least half of the creature's body. Typically, humans' legs make up at least half of their height. Considering this is probably pretty similar for a Bigfoot, it would have to be around 8 feet tall. Most likely ruling out the possibility of it being a human in a costume. What's so captivating about this footage is that it's so close up and clear, giving us a really good look at the Sasquatch-like creature. So what do you guys think? Definitely some of the clearest footage of a potential Bigfoot ever. The following trail cam footage is some of the most compelling I've ever seen. In order to really understand, you must know how the trail cam works. Like most, this camera begins recording when two criteria are met: heat and motion. The heat, in order to trigger the sensor, has to be body heat from a living thing. This being said, in this footage here, the raccoon in the foreground is actually what made this camera begin recording. But in the background, a huge creature lurks. The creature in the background would have been too far away to trigger the sensor in this camera. So if it weren't for this innocent raccoon, we never would have seen this footage. But seriously, what are the odds this raccoon triggered the camera just in time to see this creature in the back? This is something that cannot be staged, considering that a wild raccoon cannot be a paid actor. So it appears this raccoon exposed the being's hiding spot. Also, making this even more believable is the size of it. The ground gradually slopes down behind this raccoon, leading us to believe that the height of this thing has to be crazy. Some estimate even 10 feet. And also looking closer, the shoulder is huge and defined, showing us that it's a real shoulder and most likely could not be a costume of some sort. And obviously, most suspect it's Bigfoot. Now I know we can only see a small portion of the being, but the raccoon setting the camera off and all of that information is what really makes it seem real to me. Also, the trail cam owner stated that he felt really uncomfortable when reviewing the footage, and he was genuinely freaked out. The following Bigfoot trail cam photo is brand new and it comes from Mossy Rock in Washington State. It was highlighted on February 28, 2024. Reportedly, a man who lives on a wooded property began to hear strange noises coming from behind his home in the woods. The noises became more and more persistent over time, being described as unidentifiable yelling and screeching sounds, also accompanied by lots of movement in the surrounding vegetation. This is when the man had enough and decided to set up a trail camera back where the noises were seeming to come from. Eventually, his picture-taking trail camera was triggered, and this is the photo that was captured. As you can see, a giant ape-like creature is seen. But this is obviously way too massive to be an ape. I mean, this thing looks like an ape on steroids. Its body is insanely muscular, from its chest to its arms to its shoulders. It's covered in dark black hair, but the hair seems to become lighter around the chest area. Zooming in on its face, it certainly does resemble a monkey, but something about it seems a little more human-like. The trail cam owner, along with viewers, think he captured a real Bigfoot this day, considering the otherworldly screeching and howling noises that Bigfoot is said to make, and the crazy movement in the woods along with this very close-up and clear photo. This is exactly why people are so convinced that this is real evidence here. Also, Mossy Rock, Washington is infamous for being a supposed Bigfoot hotspot. Many Bigfoot sightings and encounters come out of that area. A married couple, Stetson and Shannon Parker, were on a romantic getaway in Colorado celebrating their 10-year anniversary. They were on a train located between Silverton and Durango, two cities in southwestern Colorado, when they looked out and spotted this.
It's an elusive creature. Alright, just squat it down. Yeah, let me see your camera, I'll do it.
They saw a strange Sasquatch-like creature sneaking through the nearby brush. So the husband got out his phone and took that video. Shannon writes in her Facebook post, "As we're slowly passing by the mountains, Stetson sees something moving and then says, 'I think it's Bigfoot.' The couple and most online viewers believe this really was the elusive Bigfoot. I mean, it looks just like what Bigfoot is said to look like, and it's even attempting to hide and blend in with the surrounding brush, not wanting to be seen by the public. Skeptics say it could just simply be a man in a costume, because judging by the video, it looks to be a similar size of a human. But the couple and other people who witnessed it in real time concur. They say they think it was about 7 feet or taller, which is a lot taller than the average human. Shannon was later interviewed by the New York Post where she said, "If you asked us before our trip, we could have said maybe Bigfoot is real, but now we are convinced." Shannon also snapped a few photos of the being as they drove by as well. I find this particular encounter very interesting because of the amount of substantial evidence. It definitely leaves you and I with very many unanswered questions. Now this footage is actually very terrifying. There's just no way to explain it. Danny Ramirez, a semi-truck driver, was parked for the night at a local rest stop located near Route 97 in Oregon. He began to hear some intense screaming noises coming from the woods nearby, so he began to record this video.
What the heck? What the absolute is it?
You can hear as the screams seem too loud to be coming from a human, and they certainly sound otherworldly.
Starting to regret that I stopped at this rest stop. And they say Bigfoot isn't real?
The horrific screeches seem to get louder and more intense as the video goes on. Danny is heard saying, "And they say Bigfoot isn't real," thinking that the existence of this creature is obviously proven by his encounter. After he stopped the video, he was approached by the truck driver of the red semi-truck seen in the side of the video. He approached him and they proceeded to talk about what they had just heard, and they couldn't believe it. And even more shocking, lots of local viewers said they also heard noises like this before in the area. Lots of supposed Bigfoot encounters and sightings have also happened near this region, making people even more convinced. It's unknown what those truck drivers heard that night, but it's definitely not something from this world. The following video was released to the public at the beginning of the year. A camping enthusiast has a campsite set up deep within the woods on his property, and it still remains unknown what state this encounter came from, but he lives somewhere in the northern US. He has a trail camera installed on a tree at the site to keep an eye on the area while he's gone. Every once in a while, he goes out to retrieve the trail cam to check the footage. Most of the time, it wouldn't pick anything up, but occasionally a curious deer or some other wildlife would be captured. But this time, he captured something that would not only shock him, but it would shock the entire world. Seen is a gigantic, dark Sasquatch-looking creature. It's seen dropping a huge tree branch right onto his tent. Zooming in, it's covered in long dark hair, the shoulders are broad, and the head is massive, definitely larger than a human's. Comparing this Bigfoot-like creature to the tent, this thing completely towers over it. The average 1 to 2 person camping tent is about 4 to 5 feet tall, and that looks to be about the height of the tent here. So that would mean that the being is around 8 to 9 feet tall. And it's hypothesized that this clip is so short because the trail camera ran out of storage and stopped recording, or because it's the type of trail camera that only takes a video for a few seconds after the motion is detected. But anyways, this is some seriously captivating footage. And why was this creature so angry? Maybe the campsite was inadvertently set up on the Bigfoot's territory? The man has since relocated his campsite to a new area in the woods, in hopes of never running into this creature ever again. This encounter was released on June 29th, 2024, coming from the northern US. The caption reads, "Red Bigfoot caught on camera by hunter." Here's the footage.
Oh, come on, it's right there. I don't have my glasses on. Look at that. That's what's making the noise. Holy. I'm pretty sure that was the thing that was making the noise.
As stated, the hunter was out hunting when he came across a massive hairy creature. Initially, many thought it was an orangutan, but the hunter assures us that it's not. He believes it was a Bigfoot. Also, monkeys do not reside anywhere in the northern US, and practically nowhere in the US at all for that matter. So how could this be a monkey then? But anyways, he eventually musters up the courage to hit a rock really hard on a tree beside him to see what the hairy beast does. And that's when it spots him and moves away, not wanting to be seen.
I don't know if I should do this or not. It's not even okay, where is it? Where's that? It's holy freak.
As it moves away though, we get a good shot of its upper portion. Its shoulders are broad and its head is a dome shape covered in fur. And it moves almost human-like, common characteristics of a sasquatch. We can tell the hunter recording is pretty shaken up and doesn't know how to rationalize what he's seeing. I mean, imagine you're just minding your own business, hunting, and all of a sudden you come across this. I'd probably have the same exact reaction. Taking a look at a very mysterious piece of footage. A man named Hunter Peter claims to have the body of a Bigfoot locked away in a freezer. Take a look.
You can see its very large hands. See its eyes. You know, compared to a human's hand, like my hand's not even close.
The Sasquatch corpse is frozen and packed with ice. It's massive and looks just like what a Bigfoot is said to look like. It has matted down dark brown fur, large hands, and an overall absolutely massive body. Its head is decaying and bloodied. Its eyes are closed, its teeth are all jagged, it looks very realistic. Could Hunter Peter really have a real Bigfoot body on his hands? Or is this all an elaborate hoax? Could this perhaps be a hyper-realistic prop? If so, it's a very good one because it does look very real. Anyways, let me know your guys' opinions on this one in the comments down below. Taking a look at another clear, mysterious photo, but this one is of a potential Bigfoot or Yeti. A trail camera was set up in the woods here, and this was the last thing the owners expected to capture. A white-haired Sasquatch. It's extremely defined with snow-white hair, and its face is easily seen. It has dark eyes, a nose, and a mouth, and it looks monkey-like. Exactly what Bigfoot is commonly described as. A lot of viewers complain about Bigfoot photos and sightings being too blurry, but this one really isn't at all. It's very clear, and it's very obvious what we are seeing. However, the main concern with this one is if it's a person in a costume or not. But it's very, very hard to make a costume look this realistic. I've personally never seen a Bigfoot costume even close to this realistic. All of the Sasquatch costumes I've seen are very easy to tell they're costumes. But this being's face here is very defined and structured, not like a mask or something. So what do you guys think? Did this trail camera capture a real-life Yeti? Let me know. This video here supposedly shows close-up and clear footage of a Yeti. Not much is known about the footage, causing more mystery. But watch as a man hides in a bush and videos this angry giant creature.
Господи, только не мой новый смартфон. Ой, прячься. Господи! Ой, ты батюшки мои, боже!
It seems the creature was raiding the campsite but becomes very angry. It seems to grab a bag of some sort and throw it around while stumbling towards the man in the bush. It then falls and the video cuts off. Now this video certainly could be fake, considering how close up it is and how it falls over the man like that. But how could this be a man in a costume? It's estimated at around 8 feet tall, taller and way bigger than any human. And the creature looks realistic too. It's covered in white fur, it has a dark face, and its muscles seem to be defined as well.
Господи! Ой, ты батюшки мои, боже!
This video has been spreading throughout social media, so I figured I'd show you guys. Could this man really have been at his campsite when this thing showed up and he ran and hid in this bush? And it is real footage? Your guess is as good as mine. The following video comes from Rocky Mountain Sasquatch. It was posted on January 31st, 2024. The video was filmed by a man named John in Salt Lake City, Utah, specifically on the front of one of the high elevation Wasatch Mountain peaks. According to RMS, John captured the footage at approximately 4,200 feet elevation. And the peak where he was zooming in was at 9,000 feet elevation. They looked into a spotting telescope which zoomed in about 3 miles to the mountain in question, when they saw an out-of-place life form easily traversing the mountainside. They put their camera up to the telescope to capture this footage, and that's why it appears so shaky. But with the help of digital stabilization, we can get a better look at the footage. And because they are so far away, it's pretty hard to see. But what makes this so remarkable is the fact that the snow on the mountainside can be up to 90 inches deep. What human can even make it through 90 inches of snow, let alone this easily? It moves super quickly and effortlessly, and no humans were reported to be on that mountain range at the time, adding more mystery. Also, we have to keep in mind that the slope is super steep as well. So how is this creature moving so easily? It must be something extremely strong and agile. Many began to speculate Bigfoot. This is when RMS offered up another piece of footage taken by a local helicopter pilot. And this may prove that it was indeed a Sasquatch. The pilot flew over this exact mountain range right after hearing about this strange encounter. He wanted to make sure that it wasn't a person and needed to investigate further. And this is what he saw. Massive footprints in a straight line are seen going up the mountain. And according to RMS, these supposed Bigfoot tracks actually match up with plenty of other credible Bigfoot tracks. They supposedly oftentimes walk in a straight line like this when they are running or moving quickly, making it even more convincing. So what do you guys think? Are there Bigfoots living along the Wasatch Mountains? Or is this somehow explainable? Alright, I think it's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like buttons, mom. Let's aim for 2,000 likes for another one of these scary cryptid creature videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear YT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because only 14% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And of course, feel free to check out my special Maximum Fear merchandise and coffee mugs. I just put out the new Bigfoot line. The link will be in the description down below. And also, shout out to my second channel, More Maximum Fear, where I post other scary content that you guys would definitely love. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.